Happy Halloween, all my faithful YouTube subscribers. Not that there are many of you. Okay. So, Ring of Honor begins to enter its home stretch, beginning with the Survival of the Fittest tournament. This is basically a 12-man single elimination tournament, where a variety of matches determine who faces each other in a 6-man elimination 4-corner survival match in the finals. This will take place over 2 nights. The first night will happen Friday, November 13th at the Turner Hall Ballroom in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The second night will occur in the Eisenhower Convention Center in Hopkins, Minnesota. The winner of this tournament gets a future Ring of Honor world title shot against whoever the champion will be whenever Nigel McGuinness sees fit. Why do I say that? It's because the phenomenal one AJ Styles is currently the #1 contender to the title, and he'll get his title shot on Friday, December the 18th, at Ring of Honor's biggest show of the year, Final Battle, in Philadelphia. So this year's Survival of the Fittest tournament is 2 4-corner survival matches, 2 single matches, and 2 triple threats. So who do I take to win these matches? Okay, first off, the best of 5 series finale between Matt Sydal and ACH. Winner of this goes on to the finals of the tournament. I figured that this matchup would be the rubber match. So So how does this one end up? Well, Sydal was in last year's Survival of the Fittest tournament when he beat his tag partner, or ACH. Well, he was in the finals last year before he got ousted pretty quickly. So it makes no sense. So it makes more sense this year to let ACH get the dupe this time. I say ACH moves on to the finals of the tournament. Next up, 4-corner survival. Splitting 2 4-corner survival matches, pitting 1 member from 4 different tag teams against each other. Those tag teams involve the Briscoes, the Addiction, War Machine, and the All Night Express. War Machine has got the tag title shot going into Final Battle. He has the tag title shot for Final Battle. They get the Kingdom on that date. Win, lose, or draw, Rowan Hansen are at least getting that much of a title opportunity. Red Titus and Kenny King have returned to Ring of Honor. But first, Kenny King's got to finish up his run at TNA as part of the World Title Series tournament, where the winner of that would become the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And that would not be best for Kenny at the moment. Right now, he's got to get back to focusing on his Ring of Honor commitments. For the Addiction, they're pissed that they lost the titles, well, thanks to the Kingdom. At All-Star Extravaganza 7. A pick I didn't expect to happen. A pick I didn't make, nor did I anticipate that kind of trickery from the Kingdom. As we will find out later in the night. I mean, did I anticipate Adam Cole to stab O'Reilly in the back? No. I mean, to be honest, no, I didn't. But I did anticipate some form of shenanigans or tomfoolery to be involved in the final outcome of the world title match, which would have Kyle actually ending up losing that match. At Final Battle, in my opinion, we're going to get Cole versus O'Reilly one-on-one. Anyway, another match. Next match on the list. Triple threat match. Adam Cole, Michael Elgin, and Moose. You have two men in this matchup, in this triple threat, that have won the tournament before. Elgin winning in 2011, Cole winning it last year. And Moose being the new guy, looking for fresh meat. Oh, this year's is 18 men, sorry. So, who takes to win and gets the W in this one? I say give it to Moose. Cole and Elgin have had their time in the spotlight, so it makes no sense for them to even qualify for the tournament again. The other triple threat match pits Silas Young, the last real man, against the Peacock of Wrestling, Dalton Castle, and the attack dog, in my opinion, Adam Page. Page has been licking his chops for an opportunity. He was in last year's tournament, but got knocked out pretty quickly in the finals. Castle's the new guy in the company, and Young missed out last year's tournament due to a knee injury. They kept him sidelined up until June. They kept him sidelined up until March. Excuse me. While Silas may be going in with the home crowd advantage, this matchup with the home crowd advantage, being the most bitter and miserable asshole on the roster, that means little next to nothing to him. He could care less if the fans cheer or boo him. Castle, he wants Young in a bad way after what happened at All-Star Extravaganza, where Young pretty much cheated to claim custody of Castle's old fanboys. And I mean, they actually had carry a fan around to cool him off during the match. And now is literally bullying them into becoming men. Similar, but a little more sardonic than what Whitmer has done to Paige, and what, in turn, Paige is doing to Colby Corino. I'm going to say Castle feeds off his aggression and walks away the winner of this match and moves on to the finals on the 14th. The final matchup on that end of the card, and then finally, you have Cedric Alexander going one-on-one with new Ring of Honor World Television Champion Roderick Strong. Yes, you heard me. New Ring of Honor World Television Champion. Roderick actually pulled it off of capturing the Ring of Honor World TV title from Jay Lethal at Glory by Honor 14 Night 1 in Kalamazoo. All I can say is, Ring of Honor, it's about damn time you got one of those belts off Jay Lethal. I figured he was going to lose the television title first, but to Roddy, I would have put it on someone else. I mean, some of the other guys he had pile up for him. I would have put it on Hanson, Mark Briscoe, Coleman, Alexander, ACH, Seidel. Roddy had already won it once. There was no point, in my opinion, to put it back on him. Hell, I would have put the belt on either member of Red Dragon. You had the opportunity at All-Star Extravaganza 7 to slip it on Fish, but you squandered it. And you let Lethal hold that title for almost 700 days? Why? At least now, with that belt off him, Lethal can keep his focus on keeping the world title around his waist. One burden down, one to go. By contrast, Cedric Alexander has gone on a more aggressive heelish run ever since falling under the influence of Veda Scott, having screwed Moose on 2 occasions, only to get karma delivered back to him in full by the Moose. Who wins this one? Roddy has been a man of consistency when it comes to the tournament. He always competes in it. Sure, he hasn't won it since he won it in 2005, but still, it makes a good chance of him going back to the promised land. I mean, 2015, in my opinion, has been a rebound year for the backbreak for Mr. Ring of Honor. But I say Cedric wins this one, though he doesn't win cleanly. Other matches going on in night 1 of the tournament. The event, night 1 of the tournament. 6-man tag, Bullet Club against the Kingdom. Young Bucks and AJ Styles versus Adam Cole. Bullet Club versus the House of Truth. AJ Styles and the Young Bucks against Jay Lethal, Donovan Dijak, and now Joey DiGaggio, formerly Jay Diesel. Not sure if I said the last one's name right, surname correctly, but in any case, giving AJ the pin over Lethal would help build up Styles' momentum going into Final Battle. And let's face facts. Of all the world titles AJ has held, NWA, TNA, IWGP, one of the few that has constantly slipped out of his grasp is the Ring of Honor title, World Heavyweight title. He's had several shots at it, but this would be his first one since 2005 or 2006, when he was bouncing in between TNA and Ring of Honor. And should he win it, imagine what would happen if he goes on to defend that title at Wrestle Kingdom 10 and gives Ring of Honor some Wrestle Kingdom exposure. I mean, yeah, you could say that Red Dragon did last year, defending the IWGP Junior straps, but imagine if AJ actually wins the title at Final Battle in Philly, then on January 4th at Wrestle Kingdom 10, actually decides to put the Ring of Honor World title on the line in Tokyo. We already know that Ring of Honor and New Japan have agreed to have a few do a few shows in Japan in February. At some point in February of next year. At some point between Wrestle Kingdom and Global Wars. But I would definitely find it interesting to see what would happen if AJ ends up defending the Ring of Honor World title on Japanese soil. I mean, we haven't had this sort of thing happen since Takeshi Morishima and since guys like Danielson, Morishima, or McGuinness were the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion in the mid-2000s. So I say, Too Sweet Me, Bullet Club wins this 6-man tag. The other matchup being Ring of Honor World Tag Titles, Red Dragon against the Kingdom. I say the Kingdom wins this one, just so War Machine can get their title shot on a clean slate. Look for Maria or Cole to get involved, and that provides even further fuel to the fire for Cole versus O'Reilly at Final Battle. As for Final Battle, what have we got going into that one? Well, so far we've got Brutal Bob versus Cheeseburger Nah. War Machine versus the Kingdom. Could be fun. AJ Styles against Jay Lethal for the world title. Good. What else was there? Oh, yeah. And the one I'm more personally looking forward to, Whitmer versus Carino, Fight Without Honor. Why am I more interested in that matchup? Because I have been begging, pleading with Steve on Facebook to shut Whitmer up when he was a commentator. When Whitmer recruited Colby to the Decade, I kind of felt sorry for Steve. If it were my boy who got recruited by a jerk like BJ Whitmer, I'd do everything within my power to pull him out and to get him away from BJ. Instead, Steve sat idly on the sidelines. But after the no DQ match between Page and Briscoe and Whitmer attacking Briscoe, and then further verbally and physically trying to belittle Carino, Steve had enough and gave Whitmer what he deserved. A $10 punch to the face. And for those wondering, a $10 punch is basically where you put a roll of quarters in your fist, in your hand, close it into a fist, and then let the person have it. And then let the guy have it. I mean, one more match from Carino just wouldn't kill him. At least in Ring of Honor. I personally want to see Steve clean BJ's clock in Philadelphia. This has been building for years. I mean, ever since Carino's reinstatement, Glory by Honor 12, as a commentator. Ever since BJ faked the severity of his neck injury and went into retirement. Ever since the Decade was formed at Final Battle. Ever since the Decade started to fall apart with Roderick's insubordination throughout the summer of last summer. Ever since Jimmy's departure at Supercard of Honor 9. Ever since Colby's recruitment into the Decade. This has been building for months, maybe even a year. I mean, for years now. Whitmer and Carino will finally settle it once and for all in a Fight Without Honor. No Decade at ringside. That means Steve doesn't have to worry about looking over his shoulder to see if Adam Page is going to jump him or if his own son is going to attack him. And Steve, I'm wishing you the best of luck, my friend. You and I may not have gotten along in 2013, especially when I tried challenging you for the fate of the company leading up to the bet of Ring of Honor in the summer of 2013 on Daily Motion, which led to me getting blocked on your Twitter account. But to one Benjamin Whitmer at Final Battle, you're gonna pay for poking the bear. You're gonna pay for trying to goad Steve into fighting you. You're gonna pay for recruiting his son into the Decade, and you're gonna pay for fooling everyone in the company. At Final Battle, BJ, your time's up. As of now, that's all you have to say as we go into Final Battle. As Ring of Honor heads to Final Battle. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.